What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. We're going to be talking about a few different horror topics in this video here today. We'll be talking about Scream 7. We'll be talking about The Black Phone 2, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and M3GAN 2.0. Starting off here with Scream 7, Anna Camp recently had an interview discussing the upcoming sequel, and she said she hadn't seen the newest ones, but she remembers the first one, which she's told us before in the past. The other ones I had to really sit down and watch. It's just fun. This one is going to be really great because it's Sidney Prescott, an iconic character. It's a coming home story for her. It's returning to the original cast in the original format. Sidney is so close to home for Neve. Obviously, she's grown up playing this role that she knows when the script is not right or if something doesn't feel like what Sidney would say. Well, I would hope so. She said Kevin directed this one and he's the mastermind behind the entire story. To watch their dialogue together and their shorthand, I was like, I want that. I want a relationship like that with the director. Now, in all honesty, from her being on set, obviously she's one of the stars in the film, and seeing that does give me some hope that they really went ham on ensuring that there is nothing but perfection when it comes to all things Sidney Prescott. When it comes to my concerns about the film, it is just coming from a place of being so in love with that character in the capacity of I want her to have her piece, but if you're going to keep using her, use her correctly, use her well. I just don't always think that when it comes to the creatives, and even in this case, the person playing the character for so long, that you're always going to get a result that you agree with. Case in point, there's a lot of people complaining about a certain upcoming slasher film already. I'm just going to put that out there. So when it comes to these stars and the creatives, they don't always do the thing that you think should be happening for a certain character. Sometimes it ends up being something you feel is out of character. So hopefully I don't feel like that when I watch Scream 7. But it's nice for her to give these comments. It's nice for her to have enjoyed seeing that relationship between Kevin and Neve on set. And I still hope, wish, and pray that the killer will be Anna Camp. The context, that's going to make or break it for me. But after seeing her performance in You Season 5, I need that post-Ghostface killer reveal performance from Anna Camp. I feel like she would knock it out of the park. Now, let's talk about The Black Phone 2. So, Joe Hill, who we know wrote the story that the film series is based on, he talked about recognizing potential in The Black Phone, or recognizing sequel potential in The Black Phone. He shared this with Screen Rant recently. He said, I don't think I could share too much about that, or I don't think I could say too much about that, but I have seen the theories. I would just point out the grabber is dead, but being dead hasn't stopped people from reaching out to Finney before, so maybe he isn't as gone as we thought he was. I'm excited to see what people make of the picture. Originally, Scott and Cargill weren't sure there was a sequel there, but there were two things the first time I saw the film. Even before I saw the film, when I saw the mask, I thought, oh, there's going to be a bunch of these pictures because that's iconic in the way of Freddy Krueger's glove and Michael Myers' mask and the hockey mask and stuff. And I think we're going to have a bunch of the grabber. I mean, he's not wrong. In terms of that mask does have potential to be iconic as long as Blumhouse can bounce back from the complete misfire that was M3GAN 2.0, which I do think The Black Phone 2 is going to be a comeback for them this year. I think The Black Phone, that original film, does have a certain fan base that will flock to it if you release it at the right time, which they are releasing it around the right time in the Halloween season. And hopefully when the Freddy Krueger route they've taken has been completely exposed, it's received well, leads to The Black Phone 3, Black Phone 4, however many you want to make, as long as the stories maintain momentum and they're engaging and they're compelling and have competent creatives behind them. Yeah, there is franchise potential here. I would love to see Blumhouse have a solid franchise under their belt. I'm still upset that they fumbled Bagul all those years ago. Wait, did Blumhouse do that? I'm drawing a blank. I don't think they did Bagul. But you get my point. Just because that's a Scott Derrickson film, I'm still upset that Bagul did not get the franchise I think he should have gotten because Sinister 2 was such a misfire. I do not want to see that same thing happen for the grabber going into The Black Phone 2. Now let's talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer. There are interviews and major marketing stuff coming out for the film now, since we are a little over a week away still from it dropping. But interviews are heating up, and we have a very interesting piece of information coming to us from Madeline Klein, who did an interview with Extra TV. And in a nutshell, she's made it clear that having a great death scene is important to her when signing up for movies like this. Now, this has some people already like, she can't possibly be dying because she's hamming it up so much that she finds death scenes to be important to her. Well, maybe she's trying to bait and switch you. She's got to be aware of the fact that you guys want her to live. She's saying things that are playing into it, and ultimately maybe she will still die. You won't know until you watch the movie. I just think that her playing into it is going to start to get people to think, oh, she must not be dying, because why is she playing it up so much? And then ultimately she's baited all of us, and Danica gets the worst death in the film. She did not break the curse, as people are saying. She's going to be 6 feet deep along with Helen Shivers. Helen Shivers will have a new casket made. But I'm looking forward to seeing this film. I'm seeing it next Tuesday. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, those of you who saw my community post, I've already talked about it. I'm going to be watching it next Tuesday. Jennifer Caton Robinson has also made mention in an interview with Freddie Prinze Jr. that she would love for Scary Movie 6 to kind of pick at I Know What You Did Last Summer, which they're probably going to do that. Scary Movie 6, I think, is going to go down the requel format. I think we've already talked about that in the past. The doofy actor told us about this. And them spoofing I Know What You Did Last Summer all these years later only makes sense because that's exactly what the original did. And if you're going to be mocking a requel, you should mock some of the movies that are coming back that you mocked all those years ago. And I Know What You Did Last Summer is back, so why not go down that path? So fingers crossed that we'll see it spoofed in Scary Movie 6, and hopefully Scary Movie 6 is not a watered down disappointment. Now let's conclude this video by talking about M3GAN 2.0. We have a M3GAN 2.0 unrated cut coming to us soon, according to Gerard Johnston, who shared this with Discussing Film. He said there will be an unrated version with a few extra scenes. We pack a lot in. I get it, it's a long time to sit in the theater, so we really wanted the theatrical cut to be under 2 hours. However, in the unrated cut, you'll see a few things that didn't make it into the theatrical version. Also, there are many lines in the trailers that help tell the story, but M3GAN doesn't say them in the film at all. The studio needed promotional material. Sometimes the trailers were already made before we could decide, can this beat make it into the movie or not? But in a way, it still informs the universe. I mean, that's nice. You got an unrated cut for the first movie, but that doesn't change the fact that the horror is like completely washed in a lot of ways. So I don't see how an unrated cut is going to make this any better. If the biggest problem people have with it is that your divorce from horror killed it for them. They killed their enthusiasm. So if they don't want to watch it because it has nothing to do with a horror movie, I don't see how the unrated cut is going to make it any better. But do you guys think the unrated cut of M3GAN 2.0 will be better? Let me know why or why not down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. In the description, I'll have links to all of my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there, of course. Let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.